Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with one of my most favorite people, Fran Bailey. Hi, Fran.
Hi, Kathy.
So I'm really excited to have you, if you aren't aware of Fran's superpowers, for you to meet her and to learn a little bit about how this can help you. Because as sensitives or as people feeling more things in the cosmos right now, the energies are really powerful. So Fran's the SHEVA Method is something you can learn how to do and learn how to bring stability, joy, love, all back into your life. So, Fran, let's for the people that don't know you yet, could you share a little bit about your journey to discovering the SHEVA Method?
Yes. Well, I think I grew up in a very metaphysical home and learned a lot about positive thinking and got into the dance world as a dancer. And my household was very musical and loving. And what I did was just expand my abilities and used it for my SHEVA Method. And the SHEVA Method started in 2002. And according to my growing up, I had a near-death experience, and I had another experience of very interesting process of opening up my scope to understand what this energy stuff is, and through dance and learning about energy and then becoming an energy healer, I went, oh, I think all this is working. These things are kind of coming together. So I was basically putting the pieces to the pie until I got into the SHEVA Method. And the method is about body movement from a dancer's point of view, acupressure points, understanding energy, learning how to find your own energy with simple techniques, deep meditation in the chakra system, always working with the chakra system, and then the Enneagram, which is the study of personalities. So I think basically the intrigue in what I call understanding why we're here, sort of, okay, well, why am I here? And the intrigue of finding that purpose and that reason, I just kept going and going and going. And, a lot of people would say, well, what are you doing? What do you do? I said, I do energy healing. Okay. A lot of silence. But eventually people understood, and through lots of clients and testimonials begin to understand that, oh, okay, maybe she's reaching those higher levels in order to understand that ultimate healing of themselves. And so I just help you open up that energy for yourself. So we sort of channel that energy to bring you harmony and peace and health and all those things. So it's been a journey. And I think that the thing that really started it was when I had stage 4 cancer after my father died. And I think that was the sort of catapult to put this together. And at the time I was doing some medical things, but I knew energetically that I could heal myself and understand that we are not perfect. But at the same time, if we understand that, cancer is not an enemy, if we befriend it, but then look at it and say, okay, this is an interruption in my life. So I'm going to shrink those cells energetically so that I can get back to living. So I think that's basically, in a nutshell, is just getting to the point of really living and finding out your true purpose in a strong body, mind, heart, and soul.
Wonderful. That's beautiful. Thank you. So I really think a lot of this work is being proven now with all of the quantum physics work and the Joe Dispenza work that you're seeing. And now there's a gentleman, R.J. Spina, also healed himself just like Joe Dispenza did. And what I'm seeing is that people are understanding this this bigger field that we're in, and now wanting to learn how to use it. Are you finding that as well?
Yes, I think that people are beginning to understand that, wow, the medical world may not have all the answers, but I know my body the best. And so when someone comes to see me, it's that information that you really do know your body best. If you take the time to understand the cues, understand and learn about what it is that your body is asking you to do, or what your emotions are asking you to do. So it's this inquiry that I think is the key to understanding how to work with your own body. And if you need medical work as well, that's perfectly fine. Just know that you are the senior, you are the boss, so to speak. And that's my encouragement always, to bring that into the equation for healing.
Well, and what I like about your SHEVA method is that it actually is fun. I mean, it's like that James Brown song, get up off of that thing to make yourself feel better. It's the same thing. Once you start moving and changing your perspective, you can't stay depressed. You can't stay in that lower states. I think you automatically change your circulation, your breath, everything, right?
Yes, absolutely. And also, studying the Enneagram, you learn, your personality and your kind of, I wouldn't call them faults, but maybe there's this loop of continuous thought that's like, okay, I'm trapped in that thought. And so if you look at it, pull away and say, oh my God, how funny is that? I'm doing that again. And so that's where the humor comes in, that we have to laugh at ourselves, and we're not perfect, and but that's the whole point, is that you just kind of play with it and see, okay, well, maybe my personality is affecting my loop thoughts are affecting my gut, because I'm just keep doing the same thing. And so there's this body effect that gets affected by what we're thinking or what kind of pattern we're in. So emotionally, we could be sad, and where is that energy going? That's going in the heart, and maybe we're not grieving, or we're stopping that grief, so that the indigestion in the heart is closing off. So those kind of cues are important.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. Yeah, I think you sometimes you say the body doesn't lie, and that's so true. What happens is, as soon as you realize the body has clues, and you just have to tap into this somatic relationship that you have with the vessel. A lot of people that are talking about ascending and the new human and the evolution of our species, they forget the body. They talk only about ascending out, and forget that so above is below,
right.
and that we really need to anchor. Could you talk a little bit more about that, about how connecting that full column of energy is important?
Yeah, I mean, so in the deep meditations that I do, and also the body work, of course, the chakras there's 7, and these are like these little psychic centers that are in everything. And so I work in detail about clearing those. And a lot of times you can actually feel the thickness of one, and that would be a clue to understand, okay, so I'm not addressing something, or something's blocking it. And so that awareness is really, really important. So what is above is below is that this is the center, right? So you want to clear all these in order to connect above. But most importantly is you want to stay grounded and present to observe and track what you're doing. So that tracking is what gives you the answers, and using your intuition. So intuition is here, right? The first chakra is about grounding. The second is about creation. The third is about empowerment, authentic self. The fourth is love. Of course, that's the key. The fifth is speech, speaking authentically. Of course, this is intuition and clairvoyance, and then soul. So we go into those higher places in order for the soul to be present while you are grounded and in alignment to receive that information. So that information is key to looking at whatever you're observing in that in your life. It'd be a different answer for something, and if that comes in, it's like, oh, I don't have to be concerned anymore because it's a natural evolution.
Right. Yeah, so I think the journey that you offer is to learn how to love yourself.
Yeah.
And actually enjoy learning about your globals. Because everyone has them, but in the past, a lot of people were projecting those judgments or those viewpoints on others, and maybe criticizing others when it's really their perspective.
Yeah.
And so this is the time for us to really clear out all of those blocks to love, basically love ourselves and love others, because everything is here to help us. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. So, I can't say it enough. I mean, this energetic reset is vital, that we stay strong and stay in the power of light, physically, emotionally, spiritually, stay connected so that you can hear the soul. Your soul is your best friend. And if you keep that path open enough to receive those messages, that's part of the process, and that's part of the joy, in that you can actually remember why you're here. And I really think that the possibilities are endless to remember that love is really the answer to all of it.
Perfect. Yes, and that's part of what you learned growing up in your family, that love heals all. And that when there's a disease, it's because there is a void or a block to love. And what I want to reassure everyone that I love so much about this work is the empowerment side of it, because many of the other programs that you might take to learn how to heal, the person teaching it becomes almost like a guru, and you want to always attain to a certain level, and they always make it so that there's always one step more. And the way Fran teaches is you're your own guru. And that is so empowering for these times. You don't have to run to somebody every time to help you heal unless you desire to do that. You can, but once you learn how to do this yourself, you might need the validation, the reassurance. Yeah. That's why taking a class with the teacher that created the method is always fantastic. But to always have them up on a pedestal and you could never get there isn't what this is all about, right?
Right. And so important. As I said to my son, who's a creator, he's more of an artist, and I said, look, if you want to create this, you have to become the guinea pig, basically. And so if the guinea pig, I am the guinea pig in order for these systems to work. So I have to keep trying and trying and trying to understand that we're human. I'm human. I have things that happen, faults that happen, life that happens. And if I didn't experience that, then I couldn't do this. So I have to experience life and run these techniques on myself to see, oh, if I suggest this to someone, it might help them.
Right.
And if I suggest this to someone, this material is theirs to do what they wish with on their terms. And I think that's just really, really important, because you're the ultimate person that makes those decisions, not me, about your life. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's what's so wonderful about this is the idea that you're always looking, you, Fran, are always being guided and downloaded with new ways to do things. One point, Fran did a free meditation and she did this karma cleanse that I right away the next month signed up and got a one-on-one to do it because it was so powerful. And you didn't realize how fast you can change these preconceived notions that you've had 40 years in your life. And rather than I went through Avatar, and there's Landmark Forum, and it's tens of thousands of dollars to go through all this stuff to get a little piece of it versus doing a one-on-one session with you, and it was gone. And all the baggage, the resistance to keeping the energy, I mean, that it freed me up.
Yeah.
So the liberation is part of the joy, you guys. It's palpable.
Yeah. And I think, I thank you, Kathy, because I think that's kind of, you nailed it. I think, yeah, I mean, if I do it on myself, then I know that someone else can do it. So I think this physics that you mentioned earlier is just, it's all energy. It's all energy. And if we can tap into, it's like choreography, if you can tap into the music and the movement at the same time, you understand, okay, there's the hook, there's the block, and you can see it and you can feel it. And then you have permission. This is really important. You have permission to let go. And then you do that, and there's an agreement. It goes, and you say, thank you for being here, but I'm ready for you to go. It's time to go. And suddenly that energy is open, and it's like, wow, I can breathe. I can do what I want to do. And, it's nice. It's wonderful. So that's that probability and possibility of anything that, especially with the karmic cleansing now and in this time period.
I think the field that you create allows your higher knowing to direct you, because a lot of the things that come through are hidden. You may not be totally aware of a repetitive thought or feeling or worldview, because it's really blocks. They're mental or emotional blocks that you have from you holding as much love. And you don't maybe see them, but whatever it is that you set that field, it allows the higher self to help do all the work. And so it's so fast. I mean, you guys, you got to try this. It's like amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's different. So it's people ask me, well, how do you do that? What is that? How do you do that? And basically, it's really one way. I get out of the way. So I always say that to clients. You just got to get out of your own way in order for this experience to happen. And then the fear of the unknown dissipates, because once you step into that field, and that's you creating, and I'm helping you bring it, but that's really your creation and your whole field and what you've come in with. And anyway, I think it's just fascinating how it works, and they're really good results. So Nice to know.
So it's like you're creating a container for the system to adjust, like you're dialing in.
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a remembering, because I just want to stress the liberation side of it. Once you feel that release of something that you may not even know you were carrying, or the pressure, it might have even been a family construct of pressure about doing certain things, a program that's in your family, and you weren't even aware you were running it, but
Mhm.
you were, and you were using that overlay of how to guide yourself through this reality. Once you release the hold that has on you, it's creation and fun can fit in instead of worry and doubt,
Mhm.
and you can start to trust that you are loved here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that that component of judgment, even when I say that, the word itself, and how we all do that, and how we tap into judgment of each other and of ourselves and others' opinions of us. So that can get trapped. But once that's gone, you also look at your own. How are you judging? So it's that kind of evolving concept of, okay,
Yeah.
well, you know, it is all that.
Right. Well, the thing I really noticed is right after we started lockdown, I had to close down my beautiful office that I had, it's tuned for the energy perfectly,
Yeah.
moved back home. And I realized as I was working on the computer that I was talking to myself in not a nice way. And I didn't even realize it. Was like, why'd you do that, dummy? Or whatever it was that I was saying. And then I started doing your work with you, and
Yeah.
it's like that self talk is now can be a pep talk,
Right.
because there's still going to be fear. There's still going to be, especially if you're doing new things and change.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, and we both of us laugh at that Bob Newhart comedy scene. Stop it. And it is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But anyway, it gets to the point where it's humorous. It's like, there it is again. Oh, stop it. Anyway.
Well, yeah. The other thing is that you think you put so much energy in. So if you have shame or blame on yourself, you put so much energy on hiding it from everyone else, but everyone else can see it. And so once you come to peace with whatever that thing is that you're shaming and blaming and shooting on your shoulders, with yourself, then all of a sudden, that those thoughts don't even show up anymore. They're just not even in the field. It's like the good angel and the devil on each shoulder.
Right.
The conversation changes.
It does. It really does. It's nice. Yeah,
Yep. I want
it's
that
humorous.
for everybody. I want that for everybody.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And we all get trapped. We all have those moments. There's no question with so much coming at us. And I think and you've done this before, but the key to getting back to that place of love and that innocence is the CV17, which I use a lot in my work. My mic is there. Anyway, right here at the heart, it's a really beautiful place of innocence and love, and waking up that beauty inside of you without any judgment. And really, that's a very practical place to focus on and believe in yourself and start loving yourself in that innocent way. I mean, that's where the beauty comes in. So, Oh, can't hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think most of us really learned how to love. I know the household I grew up in was pretty conditional with love. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where we didn't learn how to give love or give it to ourselves because we were in maybe a high performing
Right.
life where you had to be alpha female or male, and you might not have been suited to do that, or you were people pleasing because that's how you survived. I mean,
Right.
there's so many reasons you do that. Are you finding that these energies are now supporting people to really be that other, the greater version of themselves?
Yes. I think that there's, I sent this video to Facebook, and there's this beautiful woman. She's a doctor, and she came on and she said, what I noticed, I was on the airplane and people were so kind. I think that energetically we are reaching down into our hearts and finding that kindness again, because ultimately we know in our heart that that's the way we must live. And she went on and said they were kind in the cab, and we were laughing and enjoying each other and really responding in not a negative way. And then she ran into somebody who was performing. He was an Irish singer or something. And he said, I've been to America so many times, but I noticed something more important is that there is so much more kindness now. And I think that quietly we are beginning to unveil that more and more and more, and asking the question, why? Why we need to get back in there and find that space again. So I just thought it's nice to know.
Yeah, well, I think this is the time of, with all of the astrology and the changes in the frequencies of Mother Earth, for us to hit pools where we can ground in as well as reach up and benefit from the unseen part of this reality. This
Mhm.
is a perfect time to learn more about the SHEVA Method and to have the opportunity to work with Fran. The opportunity gives you several different things. Part of it is that you will be reintroduced to the field of possibilities that you came from, because you can open the door to that experience. And that is what people love about your meditations. They just love the space and the energy that it holds, that you can really relax without any fear into. It's not hypnotherapy, it's actually a meditation, a frequency
Mhm.
remembrance. So your system goes, oh, I remember that. I want some more of that.
Right.
So that's one thing. And then the other is the opportunity to remember the joyful future that we all came here to help create. That's what my belief is that we're all divine beings, and
Mhm.
we just forgot. We just forgot, and it's a good time to remember, right?
Yeah. And this is definitely the agenda for sure. The agenda is definitely that space of love and divine love and sharing in all ways. So I think that that if you could look at a picture of yourself and know that you are all body, you're all heart, you're all soul, you're all mind, and that volume of who you are is here. You're all of that, and you're not separate from this, you're one. And to me, it's a package, and that package needs to be untied so that you can feel and see and hear, know and remember who you are. So that's all in that divine energy that we try to bring each time.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is that Fran is coming to Colorado in October, and I'm going to bring up the website, if that's okay, Fran, so that we can walk through. We're so excited that people are going to get a chance in person, and if you live out of Colorado, it's easy to get here. Let me just share it real quick. There we go. And you can just I'll just guide down and you can tell me.
Okay. Yeah, so you want me to tell you what that picture is? Okay. So the photographer came to the house, and I was in the studio running energy, and she got it. I mean, that is not photoshopped. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, it's this, what I just said, it's a composite of energy, and so this is an example of what you can experience inside yourself and outside of yourself, all around you. This idea of that energy is energy. Everything is energy. So, and I can't really see that very well, but
I'll help a little bit. I had muted myself, but I think what you want, I want people to know is not only was this not photoshopped, it's rare to capture. I mean, people sometimes capture orbs, but it's rare at daylight for somebody to capture that energy. And that is what we're talking about, the portal to the other dimensional aspects of you that remember that you're loved. And so I just love this picture because she caught it. She caught it in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this is mostly your bio, and for people that are just new to you. And then this one is about your talk for at the church in Denver for spiritualist science. And can you read any of that?
I can't read it, but
It's the talk is Connect to Your Healing Superpowers, free live healing meditation with Fran. So what Fran is offering to do with the help from the people from this beautiful little spiritual church is create an environment where you can experience that orb of energy you just saw in that other picture, and guide you to chakra balance, restore inner harmony, and give you some ideas of what you could do to use this energy for yourself. And for anyone who can come to Colorado and come to the church, you will leave lighter. You'll feel great for a week or so afterwards. It's quite an activation, right?
It is. It is. And it's funny. Preparing for this, the energy's coming in. It usually comes in about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've started doing this just the other night, and so the energy's building, and I've got 2 more weeks of. So by the time I get there, wow, you guys better be ready.
Perfect.
Just saying.
Well, don't want to scare them. It's actually
no.
For you and your children. And
no. It's I'm very graceful, and
Yes. Well, spirit won't allow people to get more than they can get. But
Right.
but what's beautiful about it is that you'll get a sense of if this pathway to learning how to do this. I mean, Fran's been working for over 20 years on people using this energy. She's worked on professional athletes, baseball players, football players. She's worked on dancers, lots of professionals in a very conservative environment in Cincinnati, where you wouldn't think energy healing would be their first go-to, but they found Fran.
A lot of doctors.
Right. So people that know. And we want more people like that to know. So anyway, so that's on Thursday night, October 16th in Denver. And then this next one's on Saturday, October 18th. And Fran's going to be doing a presentation for the Boulder Bees and Ions group. And we're going to, the title of that is called Journey for Near Death and ET Experiences to Healing Superpowers. Do you want to give a little insight into this?
Well, all I can say is that I think that those experiences gave me the opportunity to use the skill. And I think, when you have a near-death experience, something shifts, something changes, and you understand that you're not afraid of death, but at the same time, something else comes in. And I think that these two experiences back to back brought an ability for me to use and to experiment and explore it, and also let it evolve at the right time. And so I think that as this continues and I'm still expanding, these ways of healing come in at a different time, different frequency, and they're always being downloaded to me. And it's not a scary thing at all. It's a gift, and I'm here to share it.
Perfect. And again, this is also free to the public. Fran will be presenting about her experiences and how they occurred, and she'll also be sharing a free meditation at the end of the presentation so that people will experience the love that they are. And so again, Fran's being very generous with showing people how they can alter where they are if they're not happy with how they're feeling or how their life's going, how they can, without tons of tears and tons of drama, that they can go an easier path to a happier life, right?
Right. And I think that, again, when you're working with physics, as I say, you can allow emotions to come in and come out, come in and come out. And so this is a process of allowing it, but not holding on to it.
Right. And not judging anything.
Not judging. Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I'm at the point now where it's like, I'm grateful when it shows up, because then I don't, so much of the stuff you're blind to it until it's ready to come and leave.
Yeah.
Right. So the next thing, these two free opportunities are a chance to see and experience Fran's energy and the gift of the SHEVA Method, to see if you'd like to take a class. And this is the only class so far that Fran has given us in person in Colorado. So there's only room for 30 people in the venue. So want to make sure that if you have this on your calendar, if you're coming from even Colorado Springs or other parts close to here, that you put it on your calendar right now, that this weekend, this Sunday, is going to be an all-day training event called Love Gateway, a day for healing, joy, empowerment, and self-renewal. And that's really probably what Fran's talking about. She's being fine-tuned for this, because this is going to be life-changing for so many people. I just am so excited about it. So, Fran, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, I think that again, you're right. I'm building the energy for that day, and you know, of course, I will read the energy of who's there first, and I will psychically, clairvoyantly read probably before I leave. But you know, we're going to work gently, clearly, swiftly, and we're going to move the energy so that that evolution of what you want of that day will come. And the important thing is anything, like in anything right now, is that you listen, you stay connected to where you are. Don't apologize where you are in your life. That's number one. Do not apologize. Just, I'm seeing you as you are, and the light and the love in you is just there to be shared and expressed the way you want to. And I'm just holding the energy for you to do that. So that's how I work. I work through.
I think it's a remembrance. That's why I kept saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Once I got the flavor of it, it was like, cool.
Well, that flavor's you.
Yeah, but it was hidden underneath all those thoughts or toxic thoughts, self-sabotaging behaviors, whatever you want to call them. All of us have them, and this is the time to release them, right? This will make smooth sailing this next year, comparatively smooth sailing.
And I think it's important that we'll probably do a little movement just to get the body going, and we'll do meditation, then we'll go to a deeper meditation, then we'll figure it out. I'm just working on it now, so I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm super excited. I am looking forward to seeing everyone's shining faces after these events. And I know that even though these other events, the free events, there won't be as long a chance to have the clearings, but you will be uplifted and feel the difference of the energy just by being in the same room with Fran, and us holding the energy of that possibility for you to remember the love that you are, and to be that in this world now. The thing is Fran is available for doing healings and clearings on Zoom, and she has been doing that for years, and that is still available. And if you can't make it, you might want to consider that as well. But if you can make it, this will be an awesome opportunity for quick shift, permanent shift. I mean, I was so shocked at that permanent. It was gone, Fran. It was gone. I didn't cry. I didn't shame myself. I didn't have any of those normal things I would have had of letting go of it, and because when you judge yourself over and over again, that's an addiction just as well as the other.
Oh my God. Yeah. we all do it.
Right.
We're human, and then it's like, really? Okay. All righty. I got it. I stop it.
Well, the thing is that we have to assume that if you're watching this now, that there's some part of your soul that's craving to be reconnected with you. And this is an opportunity that you, as we said, this is the first time Fran's ever done a live event here in Colorado. So if you are a little bit curious, please try to come to the free events, and then you'll find yourself being motivated to sign up for the paid event. That's an all-day event from 10 to 5 p.m. Swimming in this energy and having meditation experience after experience to rebalance you for the months ahead, because you can see the chaos in the world. You don't have to be out of balance, right?
No, I mean, that's why we're being called to keep the strength up and to keep the empowerment of that true love. And you need the strength in order to do that. So, and the remembrance of that love is all of us, you know, it's all part of it. But the stronger we are, the more dedicated we are to the discipline of, I'm going to do the best that I can without judgment, but just go down deep inside and say, what is the best? You know, what is it that what's the real me, and who is it that I really love? And I'm going to bring that person forward, and then continue with believing and staying strong to sustain it.
That's perfect. Thank you. I agree totally. This is the perfect time as we're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving, the holiday season, and the new year, with all the changes that are happening in Mother Earth, with all the changes in all the weather and everything that's happening. You really will be well served to find and reconnect to who you really are, and to have that open communication again. I think that's the first layer that happened for me, is that the first thing is like, hey, I already know this. I don't need to go here. I can self-validate, and then I can steer the ship by myself without being afraid to make a mistake. So
Perfect.
Yeah. So again, we want to make sure that you know how to reach Fran. Fran, what is your website?
FranBaileyHealer.com.
Okay. And her events, if you are in Colorado or want to make a trip to Colorado, I've had people fly in from Florida before to take some of these events. So I know that it's worth your trip, and it's not an expensive vacation, short vacation. You can go to masonworksmarketing.com/events FB. And that's where all the details are, and a way for you to sign up. As I said, there's only 30 places available. And so we want to make sure that you get in if it's your heart's desire. Your soul knows if this is the path for your next best adventure, right?
Perfect. Yes.
Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Let's have some fun. Let's do this.
Yeah, this isn't all serious, gotta be perfect kind of training, do after me. This is more giggling while you up level. And I do believe joy and authenticity are the path to our next level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
See you soon.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Thank you.